Welcome back to another good video. Just wanted to go ahead and show you guys what exactly we're working with. And just for safety measures, we're going to go ahead and do one last thing again for you guys, because I didn't think you guys seen it. So there's this thing on these beautiful GLSs, Maybach specific. You can do a little bit of something like this and have a little bit of fun while you're driving, cruising around, just floating, jumping around. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the video. Alright guys, so today in this video we're going to go ahead and talk about more interior based stuff that we go ahead and use, the processes, the tools, and a few other little extra accessories that we go ahead and use for strictly interiors. So let's go ahead and dive in and start talking about the products first. So first we're going to start talking about with just the products, and this is Shine Supply's lineup of interior stuff. Now you can go ahead and use every other brand that you personally love and use, but for this sake we're going to use what we have here at the shop and we go ahead and find that works best for us. So right here what we have is leather and interior cleaner. This is going to be their all-around interior cleaning purpose. That's not going to go ahead and leave any protection. It is just simply just to go ahead and clean up the interior. This is safe for all materials inside the vehicle. I wouldn't go ahead and use it specifically for the dashes. I would just the actual instrument clusters, sorry. This is still safe for the dashes, but this is strictly a cleaner that works phenomenal. Then you step into the left side right here. This is a maintenance style protectant of a cleanup that I'd personally say is similar to this as far as cleaning goes, but I will go ahead and say this does leave some type of protection and is not as quote unquote, don't take it as too serious about it, but not as strong as this. So this right here is going to be a lot more safer of just maintaining. So this is personally what I use on all vehicles that we go ahead and maintenance if they're not super dirty. If they are a little bit more dirtier, we go ahead and jump onto this. This is still safe. When I say stronger, it's just that it has a little bit more cleaning agents. So that right there is something we would go to step into. Now, let's just say your client wants a little bit of a cleaner finish and adding some type of protection. So if they want a matte finish, you would use this. If they want more of a shinier finish, you can go ahead and use Clean and Shine. This is Diego. If you guys already seen one of our employees here at the shop, this is Diego's absolute favorite product. He uses it on all interiors if they do request a shinier finish. This right here does go ahead and restore and rejuvenate a lot of the leathers and plastics if they haven't been already thoroughly clean. Guys, it is super windy here, so if you hear all the doors smacking around here in the background, this is because there's been this whole week nothing but rain and heavy winds. So that's why we're going inside, and you might have hear some little things in the background. Then you have a carpet cleaner. So this right here is going to go ahead and focus more on the stains and stuff that you have that are spills, and you see us do a lot of the carpet line work. This right here is what we go ahead and use to go ahead and clean and make sure that surface is ready to go. Now, aside from this, there could be some other products that you could add for more heavier staining or protecting the actual fabric with a fabric protectant, but this is just more or less going to go ahead and clean thoroughly your interior and make sure it looks super nice afterwards. So aside from that, we're going to move on to the accessories of what we can go ahead and use. So let's go ahead and dive in. So now we're going to go ahead and dive into the accessories. There's a lot more than just this, but we're going to go ahead and use this just for demonstrational purposes. First and foremost, in interiors, whether you're outside in direct sunlight, most people aren't, so we need headlamps. So what we have here is a Coast, it's called a Coast brand, and this right here is one of the lights that I personally love. It's about 50 bucks, not too bad, but it's super bright and rechargeable. This is a standard one in the industry. It's a Scan Grip. I'm going to show you guys right there, Scan Grip. And this right here is more for automotive stuff. For the paint, there's a blue one that's I think called Scan Grip View, and it has more lumens and is a lot more brighter, but is more intended for just spot light. This is more intended for paint corrections, but you can still use it for everyday use. So we have that. And since we're on the topic of lighting, we have this interior bar that has rubber ends to go ahead and they stretch, and it pretty much goes inside. When you open up the doors, right, it actually hooks up to the actual paint right here, and it doesn't scratch. So it's pretty easy to go ahead and work with. I would say if you want to be a little bit more extra careful, this is rubber, so it's not going to scratch anything. If you want to just be a little bit more extra careful, you can put a towel right here, so that way you can grab it and have no issues. So this right here has 2 settings, low and super bright. So there's that. Then we have other lights that we can use that are stands or whatever the case may be, but this is just more of the eco-friendly that I personally love to use day in and day out. Then we dive into the very small, intricate little details that we do. This right here are little brushes, or I would say like toothpicks, that we go ahead and use for cracks and crevices, and especially on interiors like this. We're gonna go ahead and show you a quick little B-roll footage of this. But on the perforated leather on these cars that are higher end, or just actually all cars, whether it's a higher end or not, tend to have perforated leather. And this right here, you can go ahead and stick right into those little holes and clean up those little areas that if there's a spill, coffee stain, or whatever the case may be, it'll get it right out. So there's no excuses to not have the job done right. Then if you have vents and stuff like that that you need to get cleaned out, smaller crevices, right here we have other options. So those are for those tools. Then we have multiple brushes. As you can go ahead and see, this is going to be for interiors. It's going to go ahead and be for any of the line work that we do. We even use this for all of the Alcantaras that we go ahead and do a lot of designs with. We use smaller ones like this, or we can go ahead and use a brush like this. This is from Color Lock. Shout out to Coach Kimmy for going and giving me this one right here. But you have dog hairs. We have one of these that Kobe went ahead from over at Shine Supply, gave us this. This right here is super nice to go ahead and use. It's contoured, so you grip it like this and you start taking out all the dog hair. Super sweet. It is a little sharp, so I would be very mindful of this one in particular. This is our favorite. This Viking brush that I personally have made notorious on my page of what we use to go ahead and make all of our line work. This is the exact brush. So as you can see, it's wore out a little bit. Guys, if you guys don't do interiors with air compressors, you're doing it all wrong. Okay, I'm gonna tell you that right now. You need an air compressor, and this Torador Mini is the substitution for the bigger one. So this one right here does the job really well, and get yourself a air compressor while you're blowing out the interiors. Any scent, anything you start off with crumbs and stuff like that, you want to go ahead and get rid of. Then you have Detail Factory brushes right here. This is what we're going to use to scrub the floors. These are a little bit softer, so that we can go ahead and not agitate too much and mess up the finish. We have some work stuff brushes. These are phenomenal also. But like I said, guys, these are just stuff that we have, what we use, and we will go ahead and like. And then for the actual panels, so I'm going to reopen this again, show you guys. So let's just say this panel right here has a lot of little bit of marks and stuff like that. I would go ahead and grab this, and this actually has super small fibers. I'm gonna go ahead and see if Aaron can go ahead and capture this. It's like super small fibers on here, and that right there actually agitates while you're having the actual product on here. It agitates and it actually removes it all. So right now we're gonna go ahead and do shortly is actually put all these tools to test. Not every single one, but just to go ahead and show you guys more or less of how they work and how they perform. So we're gonna go ahead and do that right now and jump right into it. But just before that, we're gonna go ahead and show you guys what vacuum we have, because just like anything else, that's all the products, but you still need to clean the floor, vacuum it, and all that stuff. So we have Giraffe Tools vacuum. This one is a super nice one. Turn it on and off from just with a simple touch of a button. This one right here is our trusty old pal that we started with and we always continue to have, just in case if we need a little extra one. So just like I was mentioning on the scrubber, we have a white one and we have a black one here. We're going to go ahead and show you guys on the black one. Same thing, same process, still brand new, nothing to worry about. But right here, we have the good old leather and interior cleaner. This right here, we're gonna go ahead and put a little bit on to the actual pad right here. get a little bit of wet, and then actually agitate. So you can see it's foaming, it's agitating because of the bristles that it has, that it's actually removing all of that gunk that's on there. It's gonna look super sweet when we're done. And this is just all for demonstrational purposes. We're not gonna do the whole thing. We're gonna just show you guys pieces and parts of it so that you go ahead and see the good before and afters. So right here, as you go ahead and see, there's a lot of residue still going on around here, the parts that we haven't touched. Now, as you see here, super clean leather, nothing to worry about. Then what we could go ahead and do is either two options. One, go ahead and use clean and shine to go ahead and give it a high gloss shine that is not going to go ahead and be very slippery. It's going to be dry to the touch, but it's going to give it more of a hydrated look, which most people do like and some others that don't. So for this purpose, we're going to just show you guys a matte finish. So we're going to go ahead and grab another towel, and this right here is going to go ahead and be just with Cruise, but this has a protectant that just leaves a matte finish on the actual surface. And this product, I mean, you guys have to smell it. It smells phenomenal. And then guys, I would definitely say, if you guys haven't already, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe so that we go ahead and see future content. And if you guys can, go ahead and leave down in the comments below what you guys would like to go ahead and see so that we can go ahead and give more videos to tailored what exactly you would want to go ahead and see. So now that we went ahead and put this on there, you can go ahead and see immediately that there's no actual appearance difference. It's because it actually is just cleaning and leaving a very matte finish. But if you feel this, there's absolutely no grease, no issue, no like residue feel that you would feel of a chemical. That right there is how you go ahead and use both of those products. So now we're gonna go ahead and quickly show you guys a few of the actual add-ons that we went ahead and showed you guys for the brushes. So this case, we're not gonna go ahead and use the leather cleaner. We're gonna go ahead and just try Cruise in the same process, putting it on our actual scrub pad right here, and go ahead and agitate the leather that it does have here on the steering wheel. This one is a little fancier, so it doesn't have actual leather all the way around. It has a black piano gloss all the way around, so it just has the side handles that need a little bit of love that are wrapped in leather. So now that we went ahead and agitated here, we're going to go ahead and grab our towel, remove the excess grime. And let me tell you guys, if you have an OCD about how clean your leather is, pick one of these up and you will clean your clean leather and it will come out 10 times better. So now that we went ahead and wrap this up, what we go ahead and do on all steering wheels, once we're done cleaning them all up, is we go ahead and put some type of spray wax on the actual glossy parts, or if they have carbon fibers, black pianos, we always put spray wax to give it that extra little pop and protection, just in case if there's any spills or anything like that, so that way they go ahead and shine better and actually be protected. And to go ahead and lock that in while we're actually detailing, move it around, or if the client's going to go ahead and arrive, we go ahead and grab one of these plastic protectants. One for visual appearance, but two because it actually performs well. We wrap these bad boys up, and look at that. Let me tell you, every client that I've actually presented have been wowed at just a simple little add-on. Once we're done actually detailing, it just gives you a sense of more sophistication when you actually put this on there, and it's just an extra pop, cherry on the top. So this is what we do here at the shop. I would recommend all people, if they can, go ahead and pick this up. It's very inexpensive, but it just gives you that little extra pop. Then once we're done actually detailing this, let's just say when it comes down to vacuuming, just because it's going to be loud, we're not going to go ahead and do that. But when it comes down to vacuuming, we're going to go ahead and start brushing all these vents, all these little cracks and crevices. Now, sometimes this brush can't get into the actual vents as precise as I want to. So we go ahead and grab this style and we actually swipe it inside every single little vent. So that way it actually comes out super clean without issue. And we know that we actually cleaned it super nice. Then sometimes I'll go ahead and grab the air compressor and blow it all down inside. Now, where this bad boy comes in hand is when you have little interior pieces like this, where let's just say it's super dirty or there's little gunk here and there. You grab this and you start agitating, you start removing all the grime, and it comes out flawlessly. So these right here are your best friends to go ahead and pick up to make sure that interior is A1 without any issue. Now that we went ahead and get that done, I'm going to show you guys two other things. One, specifically on the actual seat. Once we're done detailing, we have another plastic protectant that we go ahead and put on the headrest, so that way when we go ahead and transport this, move it around, and we don't want to go ahead and dirty the interior any further, we go ahead and put that in there, and it protects the actual leather from getting, let's just say, because we're typically working all the time, so we have a lot of our pants a little dirtier, a little wet, or whatever the case may be. So to prevent anything else from happening on here, we go ahead and put that protectant, we put this protectant, and last but not least, I'm gonna have Aaron come over here and show you guys the last protectant. And last but not least, what we have is a protectant on the actual carpet that we put. It's a plastic roll and it sticks to the actual carpet. And then once we're going ahead and done with doing the interior, we put the actual carpet back inside, or we go ahead and advise the client, we can go ahead and put this on there or on the actual top of the carpet, so that way they can go ahead and roll around. But sometimes a lot of clients don't want to go ahead and see that. It looks kind of funky. But if you're gonna go ahead and get the car ready to get sold, or if you're gonna go ahead and just be storing it, this is a perfect option to go ahead and make sure the carpet doesn't go ahead and get damaged. Now, if you have kids, we go ahead and put this in the back seats on the carpets, so that way they prevent it from getting any staining or stuff like that, if you don't already have rubber floor mats. So we're gonna go ahead and dive into the last segment. So now that we're going ahead and jump into the last segment, would just be, this is exactly how I do a more entry-level style detail of cleaning it, making sure it's all thorough. Now, if you want to go ahead and see another video that's going to go ahead and be more in depth, exactly using hot water extractors and steamers and every single bit of how to make more money by upselling and use every one bit of these tools that we have, we're gonna go ahead and drop that a little bit later in these videos that are gonna be coming out soon. So stay tuned for that, have your post notifications on, and I'm going to show you guys over here what we exactly have for a hot water extractor. That's gonna go ahead and remove all the stainings that you guys have on your interiors. This right here, this little bad boy, I have a little smaller one. I tend to have a bigger one, but just for mobile purposes, we have a smaller version of the Mighty. Then we're gonna go ahead and jump over here and show you guys our VX 5000 steamer. So we have one in the van, we have one here at the shop, but this is the VX 5000 that I was mentioning that has been battle tested. And I personally would say, if you're using a lot of interior details, or you're just a detailer that loves steaming interiors, this is the best absolute steamer that I've personally tried, and I've tried a lot of them. And let me tell you, at this price point, it really actually works. So again, I'm going to put this back real quick. If you guys want to go ahead and see a more in-depth full interior detail with using all the products, all the tools, don't forget to go ahead and stay tuned for that. We're going to show you guys how to upsell, how to go ahead and show you guys a lot more of the ins and outs of how exactly we detail here at the shop. So if you guys can, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next one. Peace.